afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T, and this is my channel, The Good Guys. Guys, today's story comes out of Houston, Texas, okay? And it says here in the title, 5 injured in robbery shootout at Southeast Houston gas station, the Houston PD says. Now, before we get into this, guys, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, leaving a comment, subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help in spreading this message. You guys can get me at Twitter, I'm at Minds, and I'm on Truth Social. Let us dive into this story.
Half a dozen to a shootout, sending half a dozen people straight to the hospital, including an innocent bystander. Police say 5 suspects went inside of a Valero gas station last night in the 8,000 block of South Loop East. 4 men were wearing masks and had guns in their hands. A 5th was waiting in the car. But then police say the suspects went inside and a bystander pulled out their own gun and shot at the suspects. 3 of them were shot along with an innocent bystander in the convenience store at the time.
Now, before the police, we hear what they have to say. Can you imagine this? You are at a gas station, okay? And at that gas station, you are getting whatever, a drink. Maybe you're getting something on the way home, and you see these jokers roll up in hoods, right? You got 4 jokers in there, 1 joker that's waiting in his getaway car, and who knows what they're about to do. But we know what they're about to do. We know their MO. And so the bystander returns fire. And he shoots 3 of them. And we don't know if that bystander or that good Samaritan shot somebody else that was not involved. That is always the concern and the fear when you use self-defense. Now, you as a good guy, you as the good Samaritan, you are worried about that consequence. But guess what? The bad guys, those hoods that walked into that gas station, they don't give a damn. They don't care who they hit. They don't care who they hurt. They just want what they want. This is the difference. This is the difference between the good guy and the bad guy, right? So what happens? You as the good guy, you have to be extra cautious. You have to train more than the bad guy. You have to be the responsible citizen, because even in your case where you have your firearm, you may have certain rules that govern you. You may not be able to carry more than 20 rounds in your handgun. Guess what? The criminal is not going to abide by that. You may be only allowed to use certain ammunition. Guess what? The criminal does not abide by that. You may only be able to use the semi-automatic firearm, but the criminal has printed or bought these switches that they put on Glocks that give them 30 rounds with automatic gunfire. And guess what? You can't do that, but they can. The stacks are always against you. And even in this case, when it comes to numbers, 4 guys, who knows? That guy from that's sitting in the freaking parking lot with his car, he could have had a weapon too, got out of it, and start shooting too. But that didn't happen. Thank goodness. And I got to tell you, this good guy, this good Samaritan, to take a shot at 4 guys in hoods, brave guy. Okay, those odds are not good, but I guess he decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to shoot, and I will take I'll hit as many jokers as I can. Thank goodness. And this is the reason why we are armed, folks. This is why we have an armed populace. For criminals, for people who do not obey the law, people who don't care about following the law. So who's going to remind them? And the police are not always around to stop them. And in many cases, in almost all the cases, they are a reactionary force. They are the ones that come after the fact. It is always in the moment. In the moment where it is most crucial, where we need the good guy. In the moment. We need him there. And the police are not there. They're not there, folks. This is why we have the Second Amendment. Anyway, let's get on with the story.
The suspects were hit. All four exited the vehicle or exited the store, where a fifth suspect was waiting in a car. They left the area, and what we can determine now is they went to a nearby hospital.
Well, 3 of the suspects were treated. 1 is in critical condition. The other 2 are stable. A 4th suspect is currently in custody. As for the bystander who was struck by gunfire, that person is also in stable.
So that's good to hear that the bystander who was struck, he's okay. We don't know if it was struck by the Good Samaritan or if it was by the Joker criminals. Okay, so I want to say that this is a good example of why people should be armed. Right? It's we have numerous examples on this channel. All right, but guys, 5 guys, and that one person. You gotta give this guy some props. He has probably got some big hairy brass balls there. Okay, because to have a shootout with 4 guys, possibly 5 guys, he must have said, you know what? I'm not gonna allow this. And sometimes, guys, it happens. Emotion, and in the moment, usually is the future. So when this guy saw this, he saw those guys, he said, I cannot allow this to happen. If I allow this to happen, I'm not going to be able to look in the mirror. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm not going to be able to do some bare things, because if I let this go by, I'll let anything slide. And this is the whole reason why we have the quote of, when good men do nothing, okay, that is when evil will flourish, it will persist, it will infect, it will spread. When good men do nothing. And this is why I say on my channel that when good men do nothing, there will be no good guys. And this guy was a good guy for what he did. I hope he didn't shoot this bystander. Okay. If he did, guys, there is a lawyer for every bullet that leaves your gun. Okay. That's the saying. And I hope that wasn't the case. But guys, he is the good guy. Whoever he is, God bless him. And hopefully he will be taken care of. And again, I reiterate and I will repeat. The only thing for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And if good men do nothing, there will be no good guys.